You've spent hours staring at a textbook, reading the same paragraph again and again, and at the end, all you feel is tired and empty. If that sounds familiar, here's the truth. It's not that you're bad at learning. It's that you've been using a method your brain was never built for. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how your brain actually stores information, and a visual technique that makes learning genuinely easier, no matter your age, your subject, or how you've struggled with studying before. Let's start with what's actually happening when you study by rereading. Cognitive science has studied this extensively. A major 2013 review of learning techniques published by researchers Dunlosky and colleagues found that passive rereading and highlighting, the methods most people default to, are among the least effective ways to retain information. That's not a flaw in you, it's simply a mismatch between the method and how memory actually works. Here's the part most people never learn. Your brain doesn't store information in neat rows and lists like a spreadsheet. Information in your brain is held through a web of neurons connected to each other, through structures called dendrites and axons, branching outward in a pattern that genuinely resembles the branches of a tree. This is well established in neuroscience. Your memory isn't built for straight lines and lists. It's built for connections. This is exactly why mind mapping works so well. When you understand what it's actually doing and what it isn't. Let me be precise here, because a lot of content about this oversells it. Mind mapping is not magically the best learning method that exists. The strongest evidence in learning science actually points to a different set of techniques. Active recall, where you test yourself instead of just rereading, and spaced repetition, where you review information at increasing intervals over time. These two methods have the strongest research support of any study technique known. So where does mind mapping fit in? It's not a replacement for those methods. It's a powerful tool for something those methods don't directly do: organizing information and building genuine understanding before you start practicing recall. I also want to correct something you've probably heard in nearly every video about this topic. The idea that your brain has a strict left side for logic and language and a right side for creativity and images. This is one of the most widespread myths in popular psychology. The real picture, confirmed repeatedly in modern neuroscience: both hemispheres of your brain communicate constantly during almost every task. Memorizing text doesn't only use one side. It involves your hippocampus, your prefrontal cortex, and regions across both hemispheres working together. Creativity isn't exclusively right-brained. Math and logic aren't exclusively left-brained. I'd rather tell you the accurate version than repeat a popular myth just because it sounds satisfying. So if it's not about activating two sides of your brain like two engines, why does mind mapping genuinely help? The real explanation is something called dual coding theory, developed by psychologist Alan Paivio. When you combine words with images, your brain encodes that information in two different ways at once, verbally and visually. This is genuinely well supported by research, and it's part of why information attached to a simple image is often easier to recall than plain text alone, a well-documented effect researchers call the picture superiority effect. Now let's make this practical. All you need is a blank sheet of paper and a few colored pens. Write your main topic in the center of the page. From there, draw branches outward to your key points. And here's a small but genuinely useful detail. Curved branches rather than straight lines tend to feel more natural and visually appealing to most people. The evidence for this improving memory specifically is honestly limited, but it makes your map easier and more pleasant to use, which matters for consistency. Keep each branch to a single keyword or short phrase. Ideally something that, when you see it later, brings back the entire idea connected to it. Add a small image or symbol next to key points where you can. This isn't just decoration. It's giving your brain that second visual encoding pathway we just talked about. Here's how to use this for real, lasting results. Build your mind map while you're first learning the material, and this helps you organize and genuinely understand how ideas connect to each other, instead of just memorizing isolated facts. Then, and this part matters, don't just look at the map and assume you've learned it. Close it and try to recall what's on it from memory. That act of retrieval, testing yourself, is where the real long-term memory strength comes from. Then check what you missed and revise the map. Come back to it again a few days later, then a week later. That spacing is what moves information from short-term cramming into long-term memory. This combination, organizing with a mind map, then testing yourself through active recall, then reviewing with spaced repetition, is genuinely one of the strongest approaches learning science currently supports. Not mind mapping alone, mind mapping as part of a complete system. This works whether you're a student preparing for exams, a working professional learning a new skill, or simply someone who wants to actually retain what you read instead of forgetting it days later. Try building one with a study group too. Explaining ideas to each other and comparing different perspectives on the same topic is well supported by research on collaborative learning. So the next time you sit down to learn something difficult, don't just stare at the page hoping it sinks in. Draw it, connect it, test yourself on it, come back to it again. That's not a shortcut. That's simply learning in the way your brain was actually designed to learn. We're coming to the end of our video. You must have an opinion about the video, so leave a comment and let me know what you think. Also, leave a comment saying, "I'm going to start using this method from today," to give yourself some motivation. If you found this helpful, like the video and also remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Then you can be among the first people to watch my videos. So with that reminder, hoping to meet you again with another video like this someday, for today I bid you farewell. Have a very good day, everyone.